Welcome to Dice Control Dojo. I'm Phil. I practice daily and share tips so we can all do better at the craps table. Today, we're going to talk about golf versus dice control. I'm trying to give you guys a better perspective on dice control if you're not used to dice control throwing and you want to learn how to do it, or if you're an advanced dice controller, I hope you have a couple aha moments when I discuss golf versus dice control. We're going to talk about the amateurs versus semi-pros versus pros, practice, what that looks like, and playing 18 versus going live at a table. Hopefully, I have an intense conversation with you on how important coaching and mentoring is, no matter what you're doing, no matter how you're doing it. This is an overall general aspect of that you could put into perspective for anything that you do in your life. It doesn't have to be about dice control. So let's get started. I'm gonna be throwing and practicing while I discuss. Hopefully you don't mind. I'm gonna be in the middle of my day 4 routine, and I'm already warmed up today. I've already thrown all my sharpshooting dice. Check out my video yesterday. You'll see what I do on a daily routine. And I'm just trying to practice a little bit while I discuss. So, amateur versus semi-pro versus pro. So you want to be a controlled thrower, and that's okay. If you just want to have fun at the casino and throw randomly and bet on people that are throwing randomly, that is fine. That is absolutely fun. I know a lot of people do it. I'm at the table all the time. People are having a ball. They're throwing them down there. They're making bets. I have a different perspective on that. I want to know that when I'm throwing the dice, I'm giving it my best chance to beat the casino, because that's what we're all here for, to beat the casino. So this is our big albatross in the sky. This is our white whale. We're sitting here trying to make sure that we're doing better. These 90 days, I want to improve on getting better. Now, if I was an amateur dice control thrower, I would just be, and I wanted to do a little control throwing, then all I'd do is just make sure I got my sitting here proper. I'm setting my dice the same way each time, and I'm generally throwing the dice down as we go. That's fine. If that's how you want to play it and you don't want to sit there and do what I do, you're absolutely fine to doing that. I don't care. I do think that if you practice and you do your 10,000 hours, that you'll be able to change the course of it. Now, when I'm talking about golf, I am a golf player. My dad taught me golf at an early age. I was on the golf team in high school. I did okay. I'm not a great golfer, but I can hold my own. So, how did I try and get better? When I was first starting out, after I graduated college and I came to live down in my house, I decided I was going to try and be a better golfer. So I went to what'd you do? You go to the driving range, right? I haven't hit around in a while, so I showed up at the driving range and I just started hitting a bucket a day. So I'd show up and hit a bucket a day. I'd get up there and I'd swing, get everything loose. Everything was fine. Maybe I'd head over to the practice green and I'd be practicing. Then I got home and I bought a kit so that I could swing and hit into the netting. I also bought a practice putter so that I could practice putting. And I did a little bit of that. And then I realized I needed a coach. I needed somebody that could look at my swing and make sure that I'm doing everything I could. And this is what inspired me. There was a semi-pro at our driving range that I signed up for classes. So there were 4 of us, and we're swinging along, and everything's fine, and he's correcting some swings. But what he did, which changed my life, is he said, I'm gonna change your swing in golf. All right? I'm going to make your golf swing change so that when you're 60 years old, you can still play golf with this swing. So he changed my swing. He got me down and he watched me. He gave me pointers. I practiced every day. I would go back once a week and get tips and get to play golf every single day. I'd play 18 holes of golf a couple times a week. I'd go to the driving range. I worked my butt off with this coach. And at the end of the semester of him coaching me, I had this swing down to a science. Now, remember, whether it's putting, whether it's driving, it doesn't matter. Your swing or your grip, your angle, your swing, your landing zone on how hard you swing, that's all related to golf, isn't it? We're doing the same thing. Putting or dice throwing is the same thing. So what does it take? After I had a whole semester of that, practiced all summer. It's the fall. I've worked my butt off. And I'm not a scratch golfer at all. I hit in the 80s. But after this whole summer of working my butt off, practicing at home, practicing, coaching, mentoring, playing live, I realized I went one day and I'm playing golf. And I'm with a foursome, people I don't know. And I'm playing. And I shot a 73. In golf, that's 1 over par. I had the best round of golf I've ever had. And it occurred to me, the coaching, the mentoring, the practicing, the deliberate practicing, put it all together to give me that one round that was perfect. My muscle memory was perfect. My swing was perfect. My putts I had worked so hard on were perfect. I did every single thing. That was the perfect round of golf. And I realized if you concentrate and work hard, even if you're an amateur at this, you work a little bit at it, your profits are going to be amazing. Trust me. So what did I take from that? I'm an amateur golfer. I did that. I never will hit that again. He taught me how to swing so that I can make sure for the rest of my life, I'll at least be able to get around a golf course, maybe in the 80s. And that's fine. I accept that. Just like when you're playing here, that's how you should accept it. If you're going to be a regular amateur, there's nothing wrong with that. You can have a little fun. Maybe you cut that edge a little bit. But if you want to make it a difference, there's a difference from a pro and an amateur. Take a Tiger Woods. I was down watching him play down in Georgia. And his practice routine with his coach and his caddy were amazing. He would get down and practice all the sand shots. The ones in the bed, one on the back, one on the other side. Then he'd practice his putting off the green, on the green, in the green. Then he'd go to the driving range and he'd practice his short shots, his medium shots, his long shots, his cuts to the left, his cuts to the right. He would practice that all the time. His practice routine was immense. He did more in one practice than I did a whole summer practicing. So the difference from an amateur golfer and a pro golfer with a coach, daily practice, daily feedback, daily deliberate practice is going to get you to that next level. So now I ask you, do you want to be an amateur dice control thrower, or do you want to make a lot of money being a pro dice control thrower? It's up to you. Once again, craps is fun no matter what you do, but I'm just trying to take it to that second level. And that's all about deliberate practice, a ton of coaching, ton of mentoring, and just knowing that if you're a regular guy that plays golf on a routine basis, and maybe you play every Saturday with a bunch of guys, maybe you hit a bucket of balls, that's not going to get you to that next level. You got to put the dedication and the effort in. And if you're going to go to Vegas with your buddies and you're 30 days out, this course, this daily practice that I'm doing, you can take some of these tips and work on that so that you can get a little bit better. I'm not asking for miracles here, but what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, hopefully, will end up with results that are very profitable for every single person that I come in contact with, whether it's at the tables or here. So just remember our perspective. What's an amateur dice control thrower versus a pro, or in pro is a loose term. When I say a pro, it's somebody that's practicing every day, has a plan, improves, and makes a lot of money. What does the practice look like? Are you going to be the golfer that will go to maybe practice on your practice putter every day? Maybe you go to the practice range 3 times a week. Maybe you play 18 holes of golf 2 or 3 times a week. Is that going to take you to the next level, or is that just for fun? What I'm trying to say is you need deliberate practice, deliberate coaching and mentoring, and you're going to see the results. So, in summary, we're going to talk about, we talked about amateur versus pro. We talked about why practice, what practice looks like when you're a golfer, and how do you apply that when you're a dice control thrower. And playing 18 holes in a couple practice days a week versus just going to the casino a couple days a week and throwing, how that's much different when you're a control thrower. So, tomorrow we're going to talk about how to start. Maybe I hope you turn in if you're a veteran, because you can type in a lot of responses on how you started, asking for your feedback. How did you start when you dice control versus what I did? I'm going to show you how you can start up if you're new at this, and hopefully if you're not new at this and you check it out, you're going to get some funny memories of how you started out before you had a dice table like this. So just remember, the best betting strategy is to throw for a long time.